Dark Angel debuted in the year 2000, created by James Cameron, yes, that James Cameron, and it starred Jessica Alba as Max Guavara. Guava? It starred Jessica Alba as Max Guevara.
Nice.
A genetically engineered super soldier on the run in a near-future America that had been crippled by an electromagnetic pulse. Max worked as a bike messenger in Seattle, dodged government attention, and searched for other escaped transgenics. For a moment, Dark Angel looked like it might be huge. It had James Cameron's name attached to it, it had a breakout star in Alba, and it arrived right in that post-Matrix window where every studio on Earth seemed convinced audiences wanted more trench coats, more neon, and more slow motion. It was a modest hit at first, but after a retooled second season and a move to the dreaded Friday Night Death slot, Fox pulled the plug in May of 2002. Announced at E3 that same month, the plan was to capitalize on the show's dedicated fan base and give them a chance to step into Max's combat boots. The game would be developed by Radical Entertainment, a Canadian studio you might remember from The Simpsons Hit and Run or Prototype, and it would be published by Sierra Entertainment. In the beginning, they got a relatively modest budget and a mandate to deliver a third-person action game that mixed beat-em-up with stealth. The problem was the show was dead, and with it, so was a chunk of the game's budget. In fact, after the cancellation, Radical Entertainment reportedly had to slash the budget mid-development. That's never a good sign. But hey, at least they secured the voice talent of Jessica Alba and her co-star Michael Weatherly. So they had the faces and the voices. Now could they build a game around them? When you play James Cameron's Dark Angel, you can feel a studio trying to do more than the assignment probably allowed. There are glimpses of ideas here, bits of stealth, bits of acrobatic action, bits of brawling. There is a sense that somebody on the team understood Max should feel quick, slippery, and dangerous. So the question is, how does this game play? You're controlling Max in third person with a bit of an isometric viewpoint on the camera. Controls are super straightforward and responsive for the era. One is for punch, one is for kick, one is for a grab or a throw, and one for a jump or dodge. The right stick is for the camera when it feels like cooperating. More on that later. So the combat is where this game shines. When I first started playing, I thought this was just a button masher, and while you can get by with that, you will be rewarded with much more dynamic fights, and you'll spend a lot less time on your back if you learn the button layout. Max has over 50 moves available. Punches, kicks, spinning uppercuts, flying backflips, wall run kickflips that send enemies flying. It's also fun to see some of the environmental destruction as you knock the enemy into objects. Just realize that your control over what kind of moves you're going to use is very limited. In some games, they give you a button combination that will pull a move, but in this case, it's all worked off of the grab, or the punch, or the kick. And sometimes they're all dependent on the way you're facing or where you move the joystick. Now they touted a rage system, which is basically a super meter. As you land hits and take damage, the rage bar fills up. Once it's full, rage mode activates and it unlocks a set of more devastating, faster attacks. Your movements are outlined with red traces, and often time slows down in classic Matrix-style bullet time. It's flashy and it looks cool, and your punches and kicks feel like they have weight.
Next time, bring me flowers.
Then there's the stealth sections. Every few missions, the game grinds to a halt and forces you into a stealth mode. You have to sneak past guards, use a vision mode, and perform silent takedowns. Now this all sounds great, right? Who doesn't like a Splinter Cell section where you're sneaking around taking out guards? Well, here's the problem. If you thought I-Corp goons and cops were your only enemy here, think again. The camera has decided to side with the enemy, it seems. It will get stuck on geometry, swing wildly around corners, and often makes it very hard in some cases to even see who you are fighting. Having a better camera system would have made a huge difference to this game. Now, graphics-wise for 2002, this game looks good. Max's model has decent likeness and fluid animations. And Seattle looks properly grimy and dystopian with rain-slick streets. But after a while, the repetition can hit you hard. You'll see the same enemy models, the same police cars, and the same crates everywhere. Alba's cheesy one-liners are here. She delivered the lines with the same energy as the show.
Wow, a whole group of dorks. Damn, I might break a sweat. I'm aching for a little TLC. Too bad you'll be in no good condition to play. Ooh, I won, you lost. Get used to it.
And the soundtrack, which features music from the TV series, definitely helps sell the post-apocalyptic mood. The objectives are pretty straightforward as they come. You go here, you fight these guys, you find the key card, open the door, fight more guys, and eventually you fight a boss. It can become repetitive if you're just trying to get through the game quickly, but I would suggest taking the time to play with the combat controls to improve your skills. You'll have a lot more fun, and the combat is the best part of the game. I can't tell you how many times I have replayed Max Payne's levels with the Kung Fu and the Matrix mod, or the Mansion level in Path of Neo. So in the end, if you're a Dark Angel fan, or you enjoy beat-em-ups, this is actually very fun in short bursts. The story is a solid epilogue to the show, and the combat has some depth to it. If you've never played it, and you can find a copy on PS2 or Xbox, it's worth checking out. It can be repetitive at times, but this is one of those strange half-forgotten adaptations that makes retro gaming so much fun to dig through. Well, thank you so much for watching, and a big thank you to the commenter who told me about this game. If you liked the video, please be sure to give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more content like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.